Hey everybody, how's it going? It's time for another candlelit ghost story. Only this one, it's not quite what I would call a ghost story. This one is more of a glitch in the matrix. This was just about 2 or 3 years ago, and well, I live in a little town in Arizona called Lake Havasu City. We're one of the Colorado River communities, and just across the river is, on the other side, is California. So we're only about 5.5 hours away from the Pacific coast. So my daughter and I were taking one of our trips to Santa Monica, which is on the coast, and the trip was, normal, nothing unusual about it until we were actually on our way home. So halfway between Santa Monica and Lake Havasu City is a little town in the middle of the desert called Ludlow, California. And we finally refer to this as the Ludlow incident now because of what happened. So with the trip taking about 5.5 hours, Ludlow was always one of our favorite spots to stop for, a quick restroom break, buy a beverage, maybe rest our eyes if it's getting late or whatever. And so we were looking for Ludlow, and we were going to hit them up for a restroom break because both my daughter and I had to use the restroom. So right about the time we hit Barstow is when we start looking for it, because it's really only, I don't know, about 50 miles away from Barstow. So we were on the lookout. As soon as we passed Barstow, we were on the lookout for this little town. And this is such a small town, there's only one exit to get to it. There are probably more jobs in Ludlow than there are residents, and people will drive in from Barstow. So we knew if we missed the Barstow stop that it was going to be, we wouldn't get to use a restroom break for probably another 75 miles or so until we hit Needles. And what I ended up doing was, I'm looking for Ludlow. I'm thinking, well, we both have to pee pretty bad. And we're looking and looking, we're driving, and finally my daughter says, hey, shouldn't we have passed Ludlow by now? Shouldn't we be close to it? And I had been thinking the same thing myself. Geez, it feels like we should be past it, but we couldn't be because we haven't seen it yet. So we continued driving, and finally we see a sign, Needles, however many miles. And we knew we shouldn't have been at that sign yet because we hadn't passed Ludlow up. Now, you might be thinking, oh, you girls just didn't notice it. You passed it up. It's a small town, only one exit. You must have passed it up. It was dark out. Well, I have to be honest with you. We had to go to the bathroom pretty bad. Both of us, two of us. We were both looking for Ludlow. There was no way both of us were going to miss Ludlow as bad as we had to go to the bathroom. It was as though the town had literally just up and disappeared for that night. So we don't know what happened. We don't know how it happened, but that's what we finally refer to as the Ludlow incident.